Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the B Rock RC Show. I'm your boy Bob Rock, and welcome once again to another episode of the B Rock RC Show, Season 3, Episode 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Episode 2. Can you believe it? We actually made it all the way through to Season 3. And I'm so happy that all of you could join me on this journey. And I hope today you will enjoy the episode. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have anything to show you guys in terms of either uh, a beautiful body build or a track feature, which I have lined up. I do have a few track features lined up. And other little bits and bobs going on around. But I thought today I just want to scale it back a little bit and just have a genuine conversation with everybody. So thank you again for joining in. Um, and we're gonna get right into it. Super quiet still. Can you guys not hear me? I'm quite sure I got my audio is up. Hello, hello. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got full audio there. Or am I speaking too quiet? Uh, Interesting. Okay. Anyway, for the guys that's just joining in, once again, I'm Bob Rock and I welcome you to this episode of the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. If Just to give you guys a heads up, if you see me looking down, I'm just reading uh, the comments. Let's see. Okay, sounds like you're really far away from the mic. Just a small delay. I know, Matt. I've been having issues with that for since last week, and I'm not quite sure what the issue is. Please let me know if the audio is okay. Should I speak louder? I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can. Uh, let's see. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. Just let me know. Is that a little bit better? Loud and clear. Okay. Sweet. So, hey, what's up, Marcio? Thanks for joining in, man. Thanks for joining in. I really should set up this phone somewhere where I'm looking at the camera instead of looking looking down. But please forgive me. It's off the cuff. It's very chilled out. So we're just gonna rock and roll with it. Okay. So let's see what's on the menu today. We have some. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. Um, you know, in this tough times that we are facing, we're coming across a lot of negativity, a lot of low energy things going on with, be it government imposed laws, or people getting sick and passing on, and those close to us really struggling. Everybody's going through such a rough time, and it feels like that's the only thing that's going on at the moment. And the one thing that used to bring us out of this bad vibe and this negative energy was RC drifting, or be it whatever other RC you guys are involved in. But in this specific case, we're talking about RC drifting. So I thought that hopefully something to pick us up, and hopefully you guys will also interact with this next topic, um, and share your experiences. Now, I wanted to share some stories from some of you guys about your heartwarming experience in RC drifting. Like, what's your favorite moment? What moment really clicked for you in RC drifting? No matter how small it is, what kind of gesture? What is something you did? Was it something you received? Was it something you experienced? I have like a million stories. I have so many stories, so many really wholesome, heartwarming things that have happened to me. But I would love for you guys to share some of your stories. Let's see. Gareth says, "Can hear you. Okay, just delay audio to video." Dude, I'm so sorry. I honestly I don't know what's the problem. It's been doing this to me for the past 2 weeks. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what's up. Um, hey, what's up, Robert? Uh, Chebo, what's happening, Chebo? Thanks for joining in, bruh. Really, really, really appreciate it. I know it's not something that you are particularly love about it, but it means a lot to me to see you in the comments there. So how this topic came about was I think it was on the RC Drift SA group. I believe it's an Australian group out of South Australia, and a guy by the name of Jay Ward. He's a South African guy, and he shared his heartwarming experience about uh, one of these times he traveled out through the country and he came across like this one road town, this really small town. I think he mentioned it was the population was something like about 15 or 20 people. I don't know how far that is true, but that's a really tiny town. And he went there with his RC car, and he mentions that people had never seen RC cars before. So I think he had a couple on road and a crawler, and he went out there and he spoke to somebody. He stopped at a shop and he spoke to somebody and he showed them, this is what I do, and would you like to see more? He's like, yeah, you know what? Just hold on, come back a little bit later. I'm just gonna get a few people together. So he phones the mayor, he phones everybody, and they all come out to this, the street, that whole tiny town. They came out to the street and they experienced RC cars for the first time because they had never seen it before, which is really quite something. Which tells you a lot that there's towns out there who don't get exposed to all of these things. And then he says, he let them have a go with their cars, and they were so excited. And I believe it was, I think it was an event at an old age home or something to that effect. But that's not the entire point. The whole point is the kind of experience and that he had brought to the people, and it worked. It was positive both ways because he was filled with happiness and enjoyment that he's seeing other people enjoy this hobby that he loves, and the people were overly excited about this new thing that they've seen that they probably would never have seen before. So I thought that was an amazing story to share, and I hope some of you guys can share some of your stories as well. Oh, Mr. Batman, what's happening, man? Thank you so much for joining in. Chebo, you are the man for tagging all these guys in my podcast. Really appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I'm not sure. I've seen something come up a little earlier where people can send stars now, apparently. I don't know. But if it does come up, you're most welcome to send a star if you like. I don't know. But it really, you just have to watch. It means more to me that you guys are joining in. So yeah, that was a nice heartwarming story from Jay Ward. Um, my oh man, my stories, it's crazy the amount of heartwarming stories I have from the very beginning. And I don't want to bore you too much, so I'll give you a few snippets. There's a few key role players who've really made my journey in RC drifting the most amazing story ever. Um, Actually, you know what? I'll mention one story which has to be the highlight and the best story, heartwarming story that I have, and that has to be my whole journey towards the world's championship 2019 held in Emmen, as everybody knows, Emmen in Netherlands. And how this came about actually was through my Camoa D team headed by Daniel Christoph. So one of the friends there in the Camoa D team said, "Dude, you know what? Why don't you come for the Worlds? Maybe start a fund or something. Just start it, and we will get you there." And that got me thinking, you know what, maybe that's not such a bad idea. I'll give it a shot. Worst case is it doesn't work out. Best case is I go. So I gave it a shot. And this thing just blew up. It just went viral. And I had help from all over the world, especially down here in SA. I had a couple really, really big hearted gentleman from the SA community. I have to mention the name. The one guy is Craig, also known as Big Guy from Sir Vape. He was very, very instrumental in helping me get along, and also the main guy behind Juicy Licks, which is a vape juice manufacturer. His name is Naeem, and he was even bigger of a help to get me to Worlds. And believe me, these guys, they helped me, and they said, "We don't want anything returned. We just want you to go. We've been following you, and we see the passion. We see how much you love RC drifting, and we just want you. All you have to do is just go and enjoy it to the fullest." And then together with everybody else down here, friends and fam, and then overseas, and then Rob. How can I forget Rob, Nick, and Asif, and Michelle, and Claudia, and everybody, and that made my whole experience even better. So once I arrived in Emmen, and I started walking towards the main hall doors, I couldn't believe that I was finally there, because I had been following the World's Championship for a while. And I promise you, from the day and time that I walked through those doors, right up to the time that I left that hall, I was constantly stopped by everybody and asked, "Hey Bob, you made it, you're here, it's so good to finally meet you," and everything. And it's come from people who I've been speaking to for so many years over Facebook, and to finally meet them, it was just overwhelming, and it was the best experience ever. So I'd say for my whole time so far in RC drifting, that is the best, most heartwarming experience I have had. Okay, let's go to the let's go to the comments. Hey, what's up, Rob Fuschetti? Oh man, it's so good to see you, bruh. So good to see you. Chebo says real life Forza. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Wolf? Sorry, I'm just going to the comments here. Okay, so Cole says a little bit off topic question, but if you have some time during today's stream, could you possibly talk about grip on different surfaces and how to set your suspension for those surfaces? That is smooth, concrete, P-tile, and carpet. Cole, for sure. I will touch on it a little bit in today's podcast, and what I'll do is I will note it in my notes for next week's episode, and thank you for that. I'll go into a bit more detail in next week's episode about tuning and suspension setups. Believe me, I'm not the best at it, but I will gladly share everything that I've learned and hook you up with links and where to go to get the even finer details, and also who to follow, who are the best of the best in the business at the moment. If you come across a guy by the name of Matthew Tunks, he's definitely one to follow. He also has a YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of his channel, but just go on YouTube, search Matthew Tunks. He gives incredible advice. He's extremely knowledgeable in RC drifting and setup and tuning, and he's a fantastic guy to follow. So that's definitely somebody you need to go and check. Okay, let's see. Matthew says, when I saw you there, I was so happy, man. It was an honor to meet you in person. Oh, mate, the honor was all mine. Believe me. All you guys, I have been looking up to all you guys and watching how well you drift and how experienced you are. And it was just something else just watching you in person besides besides speaking to you over Facebook and everything. So really the honor was all mine, and you honor me, man. You honor me. Chepo says, sponsor me a car. Dude, sponsor me a car. No, I'm just kidding. I will try and hook you up, man. I will do my best. Thanks, Tune. There we go. So for everybody watching and everybody who's interested in learning a little bit more about tuning, about setups, tips and tricks about your car, and also some do's and don'ts with your RC car, go on YouTube, search for Tunks Tune. It's hosted by Matthew Tunks. Believe me, you won't be disappointed. Excellent content. Chebo says, it's like I'm watching the series on ZTV. Your lips is moving, but the words coming out next week. Dude, I'm so sorry. If some tech savvy person can please help me and tell me what's going on, I would really appreciate it, because even on my side on the OBS, it's a little bit delayed, and I don't know why. Let's see. Daniel says, I was so happy that you made it to Eamon. Oh man, I was so happy and relieved that I could eventually get to Eamon, given that whole fiasco I had with my passport and then with the visa, and then me only leaving halfway into the competition. It was crazy. I'll have to make it up to date. No problem. OBS has been acting up. Okay, so perhaps perhaps I need to update my OBS. I'll check it out. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man. So that's been my my heartwarming experience. And for the guys that haven't been following me that long, and if you see the comments in there from all these amazing, talented, and wonderful people, you will then understand why me eventually going to Worlds was the best, most heartwarming experience I could have ever asked for. How's that? Is that a little bit more strict? Nope. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it as is, because if I interfere with it, it's gonna go all haywire again. It's a hypo-fi. Exactly, Rob. That's exactly what it is, man. So yeah, I would say, if you ever get the chance to travel beyond your borders for a competition, do so. If you can, please do so. Go for it. You will experience something you have never before, especially within the RC drifting community, the global community. Everybody's really welcoming, really encouraging, and it's so inviting. It's unbelievable. And the amount of knowledge that you will gain in such a short space of time is just I can't even describe it. It's the best thing ever. And also I was actually on the way to Eamon. I was on the train, and I couldn't. My phone had died. I didn't know how to get a hold of people who were coming to fetch me. It was Robnik and Asif, and there was a young guy on the train, and and we just got talking and tried to explain to you, hey, you know what, my phone is dead, I need to charge, you know what, can I borrow your phone or something? He says, guy, don't worry, I got a laptop, we can charge it quickly for a few minutes. Just managed to get it done enough, jumped off the train, got hold of Rob, and just as I jumped off, actually, Rob and Asif were there waiting for me, and immediately we recognized each other. It was the best thing ever. Uh, yeah, man, it was incredible. Okay, so hey, go look outside. They're stealing your fiber cables. Don't even joke, Chebo. Don't even joke. The O's are doing that this side. Garrett says, yeah, all come to the UK and try NRD comp with the painted floor and the resin track. Garrett, definitely, bro. Um, we're gonna try and get ourselves out there, man. Just it's gonna take a little bit of time, so please just give me some time, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna make my way out there. You're gonna see. I have a couple announcements, a few little things to throw in the mix there, which I will just touch on a little bit. And but yeah, you might see us sooner than you think. So, does anybody else in the comments have any experiences they would like to share, even if it's a few minutes? Stay at my house. Oh, Matthew, sure. I mean, if you don't mind, candlelit, candlelit dinner. You know, Matthew, it's funny you say that because here in SA we have a thing called load shedding. Do you know what load shedding is? I'm gonna leave you with that question for a few minutes. You let me know what you think load shedding is. Um, so yeah, if anybody else has any experiences they would like to share, please go ahead. You can mention a few things. Yeah, exactly. So here in SA we've got something called load shedding. Load shedding is when the national power provider shuts off certain sections or certain sectors of the country from power for a limited amount of time to preserve or store power so that they can supply more power to everybody on another day. Have you ever heard of something so ridiculous? So we got like about 5 stages of load shedding. It goes up to 8. 8 is like an extreme case, but we got 5. So 5 is 1 times a day by 2 hours. Stage 2, I can't remember. Anyway, but by stage 5 is like 2 to 3 times a day, every day, for 2 hours. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. I don't understand it. And we supplying other countries in southern Africa. It doesn't make sense. Load shedding is when you go to the yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what we face sometimes, you know. So yeah. Anyway, Marcio, you want to share any stories, or anybody else? If there's nobody else wanting to share any stories, then we can move on to the next topic. Um, let's see. Okay, so there is another topic I did want to talk about. So for coal, you might be interested in this because it's a little bit tied into your question regarding tuning of your suspensions for the different surfaces. So Garrett says, Emin for me on the tracks. Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody, anybody who's been to the World Drift Championships in Emin will tell you that the best part of that whole competition was actually drifting on the practice tracks. That's where we had about 10 or 12 car trains where we laughed and joked and really socialized with everybody, got to know people we've been chatting to for years, or got to meet new people that we may only have heard of. We got to see in new incredible talent, but best part, we got to drift with the best of the best of the best in the world on the practice tracks, and that nobody can ever even compare with. Let's see. I have loads of stories. Chabo says, don't give them the cool version. Say it as it is. Load shedding is when they shut down the electricity in certain parts of the country every day. Candlelight dinner. Absolutely, man. Marcio says, my story is I had an awesome mate who helped me get into drifting. The most fun sport of RC I have ever had. Absolutely, man. I've heard um, from a number of people who came from other categories of RC, and when they got into RC drifting, they were like, guys, this is the best thing since sliced bread. This is the best thing ever. They couldn't. They came in with the expectation that if people would be playing with their cards close to their chest, that they won't be so sharing as we are known to be, that we wouldn't necessarily share our tips and tricks and also help out our opponents who we are going up against, and then run them and then lose and still say it's the best battle they've had. So yeah, I can definitely understand why you say that it's the best RC you have ever had. So thanks for sharing that, guys. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, I can bring more stories in another episode. But for the moment, I think we've covered quite a bit, and I'd also like to move on to the other points that we spoke about. So yeah, and again, uh, thank you for sharing your kind words with me and interacting with me, because this is where I draw my vibe, my energy from you guys. When I see you guys interacting, that kind of feedback lets me know that I'm speaking about something that's a little bit interesting. So, and it helps keep my energy up. So, thank you again. Um, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, it's a topic I've seen on one of the RC groups. I think it's the worldwide RC group. So uh, the there was a guy that I can't remember his name, but he mentioned that he's using different compound tires on the rear and the front, and wondering like, guys, is that something that you do? What tires do you use in the front? What tires do you use in the rear? And I'm drifting on X surface. So how do you guys go about it and tune? So you got me thinking that, how are people tuning their cars? Are they going first with the mechanical tune uh, and then electronic tuning, or are they drifting their cars having a basic tune and then like cutting some corners, like in the with this guy's in this guy's case, where he's using a different compound tire in the back to the front. So when you really think about it, it's a little bit of a cop out, because you are, well, I mean, you could ask the question: are you compensating a bad tune by using a different compound tire? So let's hear what you guys have to say. It'll be very interesting to see and hear what you guys have to say. For me personally, I think that it's absolutely unnecessary, and it's definitely a move to compensate for a bad tune. The other thing that you could say is perhaps they're compensating for little, too little tuning knowledge and too little setup knowledge, that you want to use a different compound tire to try and sort of keep up or get your car doing to what it needs to do, which is the incorrect way of going about tuning your car. Um, here in SA, we went through a few different compounds of tires to help keep competition sort of level. So at one stage we're using the HPI drifts. This was back in our all-wheel drive CS days. Then we tried out another tire, which was the MSC Red Dots, which made it a little better, but it was an incorrect tire for all the surfaces that we drove on in SA, because it just made the cars like pocket rockets. We were flying all over the place. The cars were too fast. It was unstable. It was difficult to control, and you didn't really need to put in a hell of a lot of effort in the tuning. Obviously, guys who were at a high level, they definitely tinkered a whole lot more. But for guys who are new, like myself at the time, um, the tires sort of compensated for our lack of knowledge there. Then eventually we all got together. I got more experienced. Obviously they got more experience as well. And then rear-wheel drive kicked in as well. So we said, you know what? We are actually driving around too fast. We need to slow down the speed of our drifting here in SA. And that's when we got introduced to the Yokomo DRC and DRA types. So we tried a few in the different regions, and we found that the DRA, Yokomo DRA for rear wheel drive, worked the best for our surfaces. Now this opened up a whole new ball game, a whole new world into tuning, because the moment we slapped on these harder compound tires, our drifting completely changed. It went incredibly slow. The cars were spinning out. We couldn't control them properly. It was unstable. Some of us, we managed to get a bit of momentum going, and then it just spun out. We couldn't do the sweeps. We couldn't do the bends. So there was wisdom behind that. The wisdom behind that was that we found that drifters were not focusing their time and effort enough on mechanical tuning, on tuning the car, on understanding the different concepts of the car, the different concepts within the suspension, and how to deal with those issues, and how to tune your car to do what you want it to do. So this also include learning about how to build your shocks the proper way, about learning about full rebound, half rebound, uh, learning to use the different spring rate springs in the front and the rear, and learning about ride height, about camber, toe, and Ackerman, and all of these things. So that really pushed us to change our way, and really help align our focus in the right way and give us the right direction. And believe me, it worked wonders. When you are forced, or when you are forced into a situation where you got to do something a certain way, you will learn to adapt and do that beyond expectation. So don't ever feel like something is too difficult for you, that you can't do it. Don't ever feel that way. All it needs is a little bit of motivation and a little bit of time and effort into getting it right. The other the which leads me to another interesting point. So a lot of people that have introduced into the hobby, one of the things I tell them is, don't rush, take it easy. Give yourself time to learn how to drift. You will never be able to get drifting right straight away, straight off the bat, just like that. You will never be able to do it. Haibo, what do you guys think you are doing? You can't just charge your battery, have your car all set up, and then go on the track and then think that you're gonna drift like the way you see in the videos. It doesn't work like that. You have to give yourself time to learn, and you have to cut yourself a bit of slack. Uh, saying those words, Rob, I think it's gonna sound a little bit hypocritical. I know, Rob, I know, but it's facts though. You gotta allow yourself time to learn how to drift, and not be so hard on yourself to get it right. Believe me, each session that you go out, you are going to do better and better, and you're going to get it right. And However, at the same time, you're never going to get it right if you don't ask questions. So you need to ask questions. You need to go there with an open mind as well. And by there, I mean the track. And you got to be in a you have to have the mindset to ask a question and receive the advice, and hopefully you meet up with somebody whose experience will explain to you, look, these this is what you need to do, and this is why you need to do it. So you're gonna change your front track width, and this is why you need to do it, is because it helps with stability, it gives you a bit more lock, whatever, all some things like that. I told you I'm not the best at this. And then it's like, okay, you need to change your toe, and this is the reason why. You need your Ackerman needs to be done in this manner, where it's slightly toe out, and then as you go through halfway, it's sort of more parallel. Then when you go to full lock, your lead wheel is slightly toe out, and your following wheel is slightly toe out, and then your lead wheel is at this angle, and hopefully they will explain to you all of these concepts. So that is what will help. Now I know I went a little bit off the track, where we're talking about people tuning the cars with based on the tire and not the actual mechanical tune. So wherever you see that, and whenever you see people asking for advice about it, you tell them you need to use the same compound tire all round, and you need to tune for grip or detune for less grip. Now at the same time, they're gonna be like, oh no, but I want to do it this way, and this is the reason why. You have to also uh, try and explain it in a way that's not confrontational, where the guy will actually pay attention. So perhaps you could let him have a go with your car and then show him what you mean, and then maybe he will take to your advice a little bit better, a little bit easier. But yeah, tuning with tires, that's a no-no. You always do the mechanical tuning, so that whatever surface you go on, you drift on, whatever compound tire or whatever is the control tire for that surface, you will be able to tune your car exactly for the surface and according to your driving style, which is the main objective, in my opinion, of course. So yeah, do that. Advise them. We don't mix and match compound tires. As you know, as much as we would like to replicate the one-in-one drifting, like right down to the T, we have to also keep in mind that at the end of the day, this is just a 1 in 10 scale RC car. There are certain concepts that may translate well into RC drifting, but there's a number of concepts that don't. So you can't expect it to be 100% in line with one-in-one drifting. Perhaps the look we can get right, a lot of things, but when it comes to like different compound tires and maybe suspension tuning a little bit, it will differ. But tire compounds, definitely use the same compound tire all round. Let's see. Yes. Excuse me, jeepers. It's been a long day. Same tires all around the bus. Just take the time to tune it to grip up. Yes, absolutely, guys. Um, okay. Hey, what's up, Llewellyn? Thank you for joining in, my man. Thank you so much. So I want to go into something a little more deep, and this is going to end the podcast after this topic. So we all know that, and as I've said in the beginning of the podcast, that life has been very, very difficult in the last couple of years, with this coronavirus, the government imposed lockdowns, shutdowns, companies closing down, people losing jobs, people passing on, our lives changing for the rest of our future. This was definitely a global life changing event, and I hope that we're seeing the end of it now, but we don't know what what the future holds. We really don't. So one of the things that's really helped a lot of us in our lives is RC drifting, or the RC hobby as a whole. Um, for me, RC drifting just brought a balance in my life that I was missing. It was something that I really enjoyed. It gave me my own time and my own sort of sense of identity, I suppose. I could. It allowed me to meet a whole bunch of new people, not only within the country but from all over the world, which is something I love. I love meeting people from all over the world and learning bits and pieces of everybody's language, as I'm sure you've seen with the Trap Talk features. And it just gave me something to really calm down and be myself, if you know what I mean. So after a busy day of work, or and I've dealt with the kids, and I just needed some time to myself and my own space. So I bring on my car, and I take this body shell out, and I do a little bit of cleaning here and there. Maybe re-oil the bearings, do some more cleanup, and stare at it for maybe an hour or two, and then put it back, and then done. And that really helped put my mind at ease and keep my spirit in peace, for the lack of better words. So it it led me to think, and this was recently, that um, I want to talk about how RC drifting and the RC family can be a source of therapy in our lives. It's something that brings us joy and happiness. It brings us a lot of social interactions. You become really close with certain people. You grow your network of friends immensely, and the RC drifting family is so welcoming and encouraging and helpful that you can talk to somebody about any issue, about anything, and it doesn't even have to be about RC drifting, and they will help you. And then there's also getting your car to the track, and for that hour or 2 hours that you are drifting, you are completely with at peace, and nothing's bothering you, and whatever issues that you may have had, after a good drift session, you can now go and face it head on, and think clearly about a solution to the problem. So I think that it really is a viable source of therapy in our lives. That's RC drifting. I don't know how many of you guys will agree with that, but for me, it's definitely helped. Perhaps using the word therapy to describe it may not be the most appropriate, it may not be the best, but in my opinion, I think RC drifting is. It's a great source of therapy to help you calm down and really refocus your energy and refocus your mind. So even for work, the next day you're amped up, you've got a smile on your face, you're entering your job happily, or after a drift session you're going home happily. There isn't even though you're still carrying around your problems and your issues, but it's a little bit better and a little bit easier to bear, or a little bit easier to solve. And I'm sure perhaps a lot of you will agree with that. Perhaps some of you don't. Let me know what you think. Um, when did I start this? when did I start this podcast? Let me just try something out and see if it will uh, give me. Let's see. I just want to try something out, and let's see if it gives. I'm trying a command to see if it'll give me my amount of time that I've been on. It doesn't look like it's working. Okay, so it's just shy of an hour. Well, guys, that's all I pretty much had to talk about today. Um, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed that little bit of the show that you managed to watch and are watching. So I think I'll leave you with this one more piece of good news, actually. So in last season's podcast, I mentioned that we had done a demo and an exhibition at a school who was interested in starting an RC club at the school. So I am very, very happy to announce that that project has been finalized, and they definitely want to go ahead with starting an official RC club at the school. Now, if I am not mistaken, this is actually going to be a very historical event and a very historical starting, because nowhere in SA is there uh, an official school RC drifting club. So, this is I'm super proud that I've gotten that they've given me the opportunity to do this with them, and I'll be heading it up. I'll be the coach. It's kids, so I'll be helping them, guiding them, sharing all of my knowledge, and definitely we'll be seeing you guys in your regions sometime or the other. Maybe next year, maybe later in the year. So I'll also be keeping an eye out on all the international competitions, because they have given me an indication that they would like to compete in international events. So I'm very, very excited about that, and I hope that I can guide and produce some really talented RC drifters that can take on the best of the best, not only nationally but also internationally. So it's going to be very, very exciting stuff. I will bring you guys updates about that, about how it goes. And it's going to be the best thing ever, man. The best thing ever. I'm really, really excited about it. And I will definitely be sharing you guys, yeah, sharing the news. Whatever happens there, I'll be sharing. um, I will be looking at getting some assistance from some of you guys, just in the form of we can discuss it. I'll approach you, and then we can see how we can help each other, just in terms of bulk amounts of products to help better the kids, But I will approach whoever I need to and see how we can help the kids. So yeah, that's me for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining in to another episode of the B-Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. It's been a wonderful episode today. I know I haven't shown you guys much, but it's gonna get better. I am preparing a really nice episode next week. Hopefully by then I can deal with all this audio and video stuff. It is frustrating me a little bit to know that the audio is a bit delayed, and I do apologize about that. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm gonna find out. Failing which, we'll have to try and switch to a different streaming software and see how that goes, and then we'll take it from there. So, in the meantime, you guys take it easy, keep well, stay awesome, stay healthy, vaccinate, sanitize, use your mask, whatever you need to do to be safe. keep you and your loved ones safe. Keep drifting alive, man. Try and visit your tracks. We need you guys more than ever now. The tracks need us more than ever now. If your track is open, please go and visit the track. I know it's a bit of a mission now because we're a little bit late. We've gotten a little bit lazy now, but try and push yourself to get to the track. We need you guys out there. We need ourselves to be at the track. Otherwise, it's going to close, and then this hobby is just going to die, and it's just going to be absolutely bad. So let's keep drifting alive in our local spots. Keep the tracks alive, and keep drifting alive, man. So till we meet again next week, same time. Well, hopefully the same time, but definitely the same place. I will catch you on my podcast. For everybody who doesn't know, I also have a YouTube channel. All the episodes are uploaded to the YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at underscore Bob Rock. No. Sorry. That's not it. At Bob underscore Rock. That's it. That's my Instagram handle. Follow me, I follow back. And you can follow me on TikTok as well, where I randomly post some stuff. It's at underscore Bob underscore Rock. I think something like that. But anyway, if you search for me, you'll see me there. So you can follow me, and I will follow you guys. Thank you once again so much for joining in. I really appreciate all you guys for joining in for so long. It really means a lot. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.